Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tom Sydney Bushnell, aka Numbers, here from Psych Club from the Tom Numbers Show and News with Tom Numbers. And those of you that saw the previous show, News with Tom Numbers, will see why I've got my temporary co-host here with me, Laura G. So she's going to go into a lot of stuff on energy and manifestation, which I think you'll find really valuable. And just to kick off with, thank you for everyone that's signing up to locals. People will know why that's so important. The links are below, and we've still got the extended offer. So it's either $5 a month or $50 for the year. Very soon it's going to go to $17 a month or $148 for the year. Either way, there's still great value either way, just you choose what's best for you. But a lot of people getting in on the founding members price. And you'll get the exclusive video show with 107, Clash of the Titans. We really go at it, me and Juan, we're still buddies, but it's a really important show with pressing questions. Tactical Empathy with Chris Voss, the world's #1 leading negotiation coach. So he has wonderful results that he gets with his clients. He charges thousands and thousands of dollars for his actual material. So this is a real bargain. You get that exclusively on locals at the moment, on the Tom Numbers Show on locals. And the value of that show I do with him, he teaches you how to begin the process of healing relationships with family members. So watch that. And that would easily be worth over the price of the $148 for which will be the price going forward very soon. If you bought that as a training course, you'd be getting that amount of value easily, and it would cost you that and more with him. But you're getting that exclusive here on the Tom Numbers Show on locals, which the link is below. And you're also getting the GENE DECODE episode, which he goes into all the stuff with Maui, goes into dimensions and all kinds of stuff. It's a brilliant show. Plus, when we revert to the regular price, you're going to get at least a minimum of 2 News with Tom Numbers shows each week, where I'll be decoding the newspapers. You got one just prior with myself and Laura yesterday. And anyway, so without further ado, also as well, you've got I've got a number of these pendants, shungite, so I've got my different color on today. But you can get your sleeping pods as well. So I slept with that, and it just helps you sleep more deeply. So the links are below. Check out the website, because there's always offers on the website. And you've got your iodine and your magnesium. But Laura is going to go into the manifestation energy. She can tell a bit more about her story, but she's got 4 or 5 specific things. So this will be quite educational and informative for you on practical things you can do of how you can raise your vibration. And if the dishwasher beeps again, I might go and turn it off. The R2D2, but it seems to have stopped. But if it comes back on, I might nip out. And anyway, so what have you got for us?
So I wanted to talk about, the word manifestation it's so overused, and not many people are like buying into that anymore, because people use the term so often, but there's so much more to it when we talk about creating our reality, when we talk about stepping into our power and seeing miracles happening around us. And this is kind of the journey that I've been on these past few years, of really digging deeper underneath that term to really manipulate energy, manipulate my power, manipulate the things going on in me, focusing my energy and attention on the things that I want.
Can I say one little thing?
No. Go on.
I'm going to, because it's my show. So the word manifestation is 125, which is dark to light, which is time travel, which is projection or projections, and it's John Kennedy. Manifesting is 117, which is Trump Tower. Sorry, 5th Avenue, where Trump Tower is. Also my buddy Ricky Lambert, the footballer, who's into manifesting. He scored 117 goals for Southampton. And he did a viral video on Twitter, 6.1 million views, about manifesting.
Wow.
So, and manifest is 87, which is truth, which is justice, which is junior, stellar. So anyway, yeah, you reminded me of what manifesting is. It's 125. Anyway. Sorry, manifestation 125.
Anyway, so, if you've tried to implement this in your life and you're not seeing...
This can be a discourse. It can be a discourse. I'm sitting here, you know. Otherwise, I'll just go and do something else in the house.
Why don't you? Why don't you go into the dishwasher?
Oh, okay. Thanks, everyone. We're going to end the show. This one, you've got she's like got to rein it in. Okay, go on then, carry on.
Okay.
But if I see something that's important, I will just interject, but not rudely. I'll just share it with you and let you have the floor. So off you go.
Thank you. So if you've tried manifesting and you're not seeing results, that's because there's so many layers underneath the words and underneath the process of manifesting that you might not be aware of yet. And that's what I just want to bring some awareness of in this video today. So
yeah, so these layers, we're sharing it with them, but we're here so we can discuss it. So take us through these layers, because I'm interested to know what they are.
I've just totally forgot what we're going to say now.
Well, I knocked you off your perch.
Yes, again.
Oh dear. I'm glad she's off.
We're in
going back home.
We know we're in a program simulation, yeah? The Matrix, and we know that, and we're consciously aware of some of these beliefs that we've been
She just wants time on my
believe.
show, so I'm going to go sort the dishwasher out and I'll come back. So you do your thing, but I will ask you about these 4 or 5 layers
because I'm through them.
Good, and we might converse with it. So get it out there, and because we want to have a convo about it.
So you're consciously aware, aren't you, of different sort of things that we're led to believe, thoughts that we're led to think. But underneath that, there's all of this subconscious stuff going on inside of us that we're not even aware about. You see repeated patterns in your life. You find yourself stuck. Maybe you tell yourself you've not got any confidence. Maybe you get anxious over certain things, or maybe you get angry with certain things. Those are all symptoms of deeper issues, deeper beliefs on a subconscious level. And I just want to give you some examples of those, which I will come to shortly, but moving on to what Tom wants me to talk about. So first of all, it's bringing awareness to the fact that we need to raise our vibration in order to be able to manifest the things that we want in our lives. Most people know now we need to be able to control our thoughts, control what we're thinking, control what we're putting our attention on. Even when something, appears to be going wrong in your life, even when something appears to be like a disaster, instead of reacting to that, it's about just taking that breath in that moment and just ask yourself, you just say, that's interesting. Why did that happen? What's the lesson? What's the learning in that? And when you get to that level of control, so you're not reacting, you're not, that's not an automatic switch, and you're just taking the step back and just thinking, how am I feeling? What can I think about? What can I focus on now to help me to feel better in this moment? How can I turn this situation into a positive? Okay. And for me, that is the first level of really trying to control your reality, just getting to that point. And then the second part of manifesting, in my opinion, would be to have the belief that what you want to create in your life is actually possible. Some people might have their mindset on a new car or manifesting a huge chunk of money into their lives. Now, again, let's focus on the money. Some people, we're programmed, aren't we, to think that money's evil. If you're rich, that might make you selfish. Bad people are rich. All the movies depict rich and wealthy people as being selfish, or they don't have a family, or they treat people in a bad way. So we have all of these beliefs around money. So when we think, oh, I want to create 50,000, 10, 100,000, however much in our lives, on a subconscious level, your body is putting an energetic block up against creating that, because you've got these beliefs going on deep down that money might equals you might not be a good person.
So tell us about you were doing this with manifesting and creating wealth. So you had your first £10,000 month a few months ago.
A while ago now.
A while ago. So what led up to that for you? Because this might be some practical things, because people out here are either just, they have a job, or they're investors, or maybe their partner gets the money, or maybe they're entrepreneurial, or they're coaches. So this might be really good for them. So
definitely.
Take into what
So I'll give you 2 examples. The first time I manifested a £10,000 month was literally through the power of focus alone. I wasn't aware of some of the deep subconscious blocks that I had. So I'll explain that to you. And then the second example, I'm going to give something that I worked through just a couple of months ago, where it really helped me to pull up some of these subconscious blocks and programs that I had on a deep level that I didn't even know about. So the first time I did this, it was a January. I had absolutely no money. I was completely broke. And I heard about manifesting.
Was that this year or last year?
No, it was a couple of years ago now.
What, 2022, 2021?
Might have been 21.
Was it?
Either 21
So
or
it's been in the last couple of years anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd heard about manifesting, followed Abraham Hicks a lot, and I just had to get out of that energy of being in lack, okay? So I knew how important it was to focus my mind and focus my attention. I said to my daughters, don't ask me for anything, let's just go for a week, girls, where you're not asking me for a penny, because every time they ask me for a penny, it triggered, oh no, I can't give them the money, I don't have this. So it triggered that lack mindset in my mind. So I said to them, you know, please don't ask me for anything. I made sure I had the food that I needed, so I didn't need to think, oh, you know, do I have the money to go to the shop to go get the milk? Or do I have this, you know? I was in that, you know, really, really deep place. But I thought, I need to control my external environment so nothing is triggering that lack belief in my mind, because if that triggers in my energetic field, then I am pushing the energy of wealth away, because I am bringing up that lack energy in my energy field, right? So I focused on this and I just felt wealthy. I was like feeling abundance. It doesn't even have to be about money. I was looking at the leaves on the trees and I was just feeling like there was just massive abundance in everything around me. And it was crazy how it happened, because within, I think that was on a Saturday and a Sunday where I really started to focus and really being so aware of my thoughts and my attention. And then on the Tuesday, I had somebody messaging me through my Instagram account asking for details of my one-to-one coaching program. So I just got back to her and I didn't attach to the outcome. I didn't think, oh yes, this person's going to sign up with me and this is going to be money. I literally thought, I just let it go, you know. Sometimes when we focus on the outcome and think, oh, is this person going to sign up with me? You're putting the block up there, because then your mind, your beliefs, everything else comes up and go, it's unlikely, you're making up all these reasons because your mind gets involved. And then, so I sent her the details, and then I woke up the next day to an inquiry through my website again for my full one-to-one coaching package. And then within a couple of days, again, a girl I used to work with, her sister had messaged me. She saw what I did and she messaged me to work with me one-to-one. So all of those 3 clients signed up with me, and that was my first £10,000 month. And that was going from a place of being in absolute lack, right? I didn't take any action towards that. In my mind, it was January. In my mind, I was thinking there's no way that I can create this money through my business, because my beliefs are that nobody has any money in January. Everybody is broke in January. So I never physically was thinking about how I'm going to create this money. I literally just surrendered it to the universe and said, this is what I want. This is how I want to feel. And then I just stayed in that really high energy and that high vibe. And how it happened was just like totally mind-blowing. The whole month I was just like, this has just really happened. How have I gone from this place to this place just by my focus alone? And the second, Tom's is just gonna do his numbers here. I think, are you adding something up?
I am.
Do you want me to carry on?
Yeah, carry on. The thing is, so when you're talking about, you said massive abundance. So I've got a few thoughts on abundance that I might go into part of the way this or through this, or might maybe on another show actually. But the word massive is 88, which is Trump. And so abundance is 65, which is 153, which is a black swan event. But I am massive abundance. So that's probably a good affirmation for people to have. It comes to 176, which comes to level playing field. And President Trump's spoken about that, having a level playing field. And it also comes into my favourite date, which is November the 5th, 176, Back to the Future 176. Wizard of Oz 176, or The Wizard of Oz. And interestingly enough, talking about Chris Voss, who I spoke about at the beginning of the show, I mentioned 176 to him about Wizard of Oz, and he's just doing a thing today about the Wizard of Oz. Anyway, but massive abundance. I think that's the thing. So we've got this illusion about wealth. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and we'll go back to Laura's examples. But if people are on the fence in regards to President Trump, I always talk about him because I know for sure who he is. And that's just part of my mission, part of my calling. And my life has been exponentially blessed in many ways, in terms of awareness, presence, influence, abundance, everything, by following him. So if you're not even sure, just trust him, just test him. If you test him, you'll become better off in your own life, financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, consciously. The man is abundance. So, you know.
There's that video that I shared that I sent you. Is it worth posting a link to that? Because it just really goes into what he's done in the past few years.
Yeah, I'll sing it to me and I'll put it out on, I'll put it out on Telegram, yeah. So yeah, go into the second part of what you were talking about with abundance.
Okay. So I've noticed a pattern in my life with regards to money, and I keep coming back to this example, and I know it's a trigger for a lot of people because, you know, so many of us have lived in lack for so long. But when I explain my next example, you might start to realise that sometimes that's just because of these energetic blocks on a subconscious level that we don't even know about. And the fact is, you know, we all need wealth in our lives. You know, whatever financial system is going to happen in the future or whatever that looks like, we still need to be able to live. And this is why I'm giving these examples. Although you can create anything in your life, you know, a lot of light workers, a lot of starseeds, you know, we've started off in lack. And I believe that's because we need to learn to clear out some of these energetic blocks so that we can really, truly create the life that we want and empower ourselves, and then be able to empower other people to do the same and create that abundance and that financial freedom for themselves as well. So let me give you this example.
Just pause just for 1 sec, if that's right.
Yeah, of course.
So as you said about wealth and financial, so they're both the same number, 69. 69 is wealth, 69 is financial. It's checkmate because we're going into the new system, so the game will be over and we'll start a new one. But it's also people. So people are wealth. You are financial. You are wealth. Just it's all built into the numbers. Enjoy is 69. So your people. You're supposed to have wealth, which is 69. You're supposed to enjoy, which is 69, and you're supposed to have financial abundance, massive financial abundance, and financial is 69. And the other thing as well about Trump comes to massive 88, but the most precious metal on the board that we know of right now, does anyone know what the most valuable metal is per kilogram right now on the earth?
Got no idea.
Okay, so it's called rhodium. Rhodium is like a kind of silvery, dark kind of silver, I'm going to say metallic, but it's a metal in colour. But it's rhodium, and it's just under $1 million a kilo. So you've got silver, you've got gold, you've got palladium, you've got platinum, you've got copper for other things. But rhodium is, when you spell the word, it's 88. There's no coincidence, that's Trump 88. And the atomic number for rhodium is 45. And who's the 45th president? It's Trump.
Yeah.
And the word effect is 45. And spade, the highest suit in the deck of cards, is also 45. And then the atomic symbol is RH, which is 26, which is gain, and which is God. And so all of this ties in, and so he's always gone on about wealth. He never shies away from it. And his energy, his essence, he's tapped into creating wealth and abundance. And so massive, as you used in your description of abundance, 88, rhodium is 88. It's the most precious metal known to man right now. There's probably other ones out in the universe or other ones they've hidden from us, but that's known, and it's 88 on the numbers. And 88 is that infinity wealth resurrection number. The Chinese have the 8 symbol, for wealth. That's what it is. 8 in China is wealth.
This is the thing, it comes back to the programming, doesn't it? Because in our society, we're led to believe, the education system makes us believe that we've got to exchange our time for money. And it's absolutely not. When you get into your head that actually, if you bring value to somebody else, if you can bring value to a situation, to a person, to another being in any way, you can create wealth. And I truly believe that every single person on this planet has got a gift, has got a passion, has got a skill or talent or something that they can bring to help humanity. And even if you're not aware, so many of us aren't aware of it, because again, that's the conditioning from the system. We're told that we're supposed to be, in a job, and you get your hourly salary, and that's what you're worth, and therefore you believe that that's what you're worth. Even when we're born into this life, we are taught from a very young age you know, our parents are usually busy, aren't they? They can't always give us that love and that attention. So we're taught that we have to do something in order to get their praise, in order to get their love or feel worthy of their attention. And so these are on a subconscious level, like really, really, really deep down. And these are programs that just run inside of us that we don't even know about. And when we've got that low self-worth, then we lose the belief that we have, that we can create what we want in our lives. We have these, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't belong, and they're so deep. So I'm going to talk about that in a bit more detail and how this has shown up with me in life right now, because I think this is probably a really good example that maybe you might be able to relate to. So when it comes to money and finances, I noticed the same pattern in my life, in that I would manifest, generate money in my life, in my business, and then as soon as I'd got it, I would be pushing it away. You know, I'd be spending it, and then I'd be back into that place of lack again. And it was just, I was like, why am I going through this same pattern? Why is this happening? So I was doing, and just to go off a tangent here, is because my programming there was from a lack mindset. You know, my identity was lack. All my growing up when I was a child, you know, my family wasn't wealthy at all. So I needed to get pulled back to that lack place, because that was my identity. And so no matter how much wealth I generated, my subconscious made me pull back to this place where I was comfortable, because that was familiar to me. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So in this, my example, what happened here, I was doing a meditation one day, and it was around wealth. And as part of this meditation, what came up was, think of an example where you have received something that you really, really wanted. And I was trying to think of an example of something that I'd received that I'd really, really wanted. And I could not think of an example, right? And, you know, I've got an amazing life. There's loads of things in my world that I am absolutely massively grateful for. But I literally could not think of something that I was really happy about receiving. It was like my subconscious just blocked that for me. So I was getting really curious about this. Why can I not access a memory of when I have received something? Okay. So I sat with that a little while, and then something popped into my awareness. Okay, this is massive. What popped into my awareness is a memory when I was about 19, 20 years old, and my grandma's boyfriend at the time had bought me a car. Yeah, he'd bought me a car. He'd gifted me this car. My first car I bought myself. It was £300. It was a little Nissan Micra. Absolutely loved it. But he offered to buy me a new car. He took me to Carcraft. He let me choose what I wanted. I got this amazing, I think it was a Peugeot 106. It was silver, it had the roof that came off. It was beautiful. And this should have been a memory that was like massive, you know. This should have been a memory that just was always in the front of my mind, but it wasn't. I was like, why am I suppressing this memory? And then when I fell into that and I did some work around that, what was interesting was that was a traumatic memory. That was bringing up trauma for me. And behind that was, in that memory, my mum at the time didn't see that it was fair that Reg, my grandma's boyfriend, had spent this amount of money on me and not spent the same amount of money on my brother. So my mum was kind of living her story there, because her story was that she was one of two sisters and she always felt like she was treated differently to her older sister. So she was projecting that onto me in this situation with Reg. So then she encouraged Reg to spend the same amount of money on my brother, which he did. So in that moment, I'm making up these stories, because we always make things about ourselves. We always try and make sense of a situation. So in that moment, I was telling myself that I'm not worthy of this, I don't deserve this. And when I receive things, what happens, it inflicts problems onto somebody else, or it inflicts pain or lack onto somebody else, onto somebody I love, okay? So when I worked through that, when I'd revisited that memory, I'd done the subconscious work on it, and I'd released all of the tension and all of the trauma around that, the universe just downloaded to me, add a new offer onto your website, Laura. Add a high ticket offer onto your website, a 6-month offer, which is double my 12-week package. And in my mind, my beliefs again, there's no way anybody's going to sign up for that. This offer came to like £7,300. And I'm telling myself, there's no way, but you know what? In true spirit, I've got to step into what I'm being led to do because I'm on this journey and I'm being led to do certain things. So there I go, I put this offer on my website, £7,360. Within a couple of days of me releasing all of this trauma around receiving and me stepping into that place of following the guidance that I got and putting that offer on my website, a lady signed up for that offer and the money was transferred into my bank account the next day, right? That was huge for me because that just showed me in no uncertain terms, as soon as I cleared out this subconscious traumatic event that happened to me, this memory that happened to me, then the universe just delivered, okay? This energy that I had around me that was repelling receiving, like not letting me receive wealth into my life, had gone. And this is what I really want you to hear. No matter what is going on in your reality right now, no matter how that looks, no matter what is showing up for you, we all have this amazing energetic field, right? And when we align that and we can be aware of what's going on inside of us and we can clear that out and remove the blocks, we really can welcome in what is meant for us in this lifetime. And as Tom says, you know, wealth is meant for us. Anything that we want to create in our lives, we can absolutely do that. Yeah, we are incredible beings. Like, our human bodies are way more powerful than what we can even imagine. I was listening to Billy Carson yesterday, and our DNA, it holds data from like, I think he said something like 13 billion years worth of data. So when we recode what is going on in our subconscious, we can literally transform, we can create miracles. We can create miracles. And that's kind of pretty much, does that, yeah, I guess that maybe, unless you've got any questions.
Is that so that's a lot about manifesting, and you can go on Laura's course, the link will be below. And what was the other 4 or 5 things?
Yeah, so
maybe just summary, because we could do that, you know, future, just give a taster of, just because we've just got a couple of minutes and then we're going to wrap up, but just what are the 4 or 5 things?
Okay, so number 1, raising your vibration. Number 2 is aligning your beliefs. If you don't believe something that's possible, it's not going to happen. Number 3 is being aware of your beliefs around the thing that you want to create on a conscious level, but also being open to the fact that there's a lot more deeper things going on. Number 4 is following the guidance that you get. You know, just how in that example, when I got the download, put this massive offer on your website, Laura, I'm thinking, no way, no one's going to sign up for that. But that was the guidance I got. And I went with that guidance and I got the result from it. So it's being aware of the guidance that you're getting. You know, Tom gets it through numbers. We all get it in different ways. But so it's just slowing down enough to be aware of that. And then, just taking that action when you get it, just making sure that you follow through with it. And the other thing I just wanted to say as well, this is probably going off on a tangent a little bit. But we all carry all of this stuff around in our bodies that keep us stuck in our lives. And one of the best ways to start to becoming aware of the things that we need to release is noticing what triggers you, okay? So when something doesn't sit right with you, when a person annoys you, when you're getting angry or whatever that is, just sit with it, because that is a blessing, because that is telling you what is going on inside yourselves. We create our reality, yeah? So what's going on around us is a direct reflection of what is going on inside of us. So just bear that in mind as well, because, you know, we're always having these messages from the universe. Everything around us is like a clue. Does that make sense?
Big Sherlock.
Yeah.
Clue. The cue. Good. Well, thanks, Laura.
You're very welcome.
Be manifestors, create your own reality, and be good to yourselves. Treat yourselves, you know, and your higher self, God, universe, however you want to put it, wants to bless you, wants to increase your prosperity, your happiness, your abundance, and just let it happen. Get into that frequency, and off you go. So. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Laura G.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon, and links are below. Join up to locals, check out Laura's stuff, and we'll see you soon.
Have a brilliant day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. God
Bye.
bless. Take care. Bye.